Hey, this is Politics with Laura. I got some interesting news today, some international news that I found rather interesting. Now here, the EU attempts to save Iran nuclear deal with last-ditch efforts. Now, as they're trying to work this out, at the end of the article, this is what really grabbed me. It stated, the deal would lead to the United States rejoining the 2015 accord and lifting sanctions on Iran, and in return, the Islamic Republic would drastically reduce the nuclear activity, the FT reported. Now, this is interesting, is that you put sanctions on them, which really, not really, but hurt the people, hurt the country in growth. And then stating that, okay, the United States is going to come back into it. The United States is going to lift the sanctions, but you're going to be under this Islamic rule, and then because of it, it's going to reduce the nuclear activity. Well, before the U.S. got into it, it was under Islamic rule. So did you put the people in power? Did you handpick these Islamic leaders? Hey, whenever it comes to the U.S., nothing surprises me at all. And it wouldn't surprise me that now that they're willing to lift the sanctions, because they got the people who they want in. That's just something to look at. I looked at the article, I'm like, I ignored everything but the last paragraph. Yeah, that is something. Now here, Macron vows to build stronger France in second term. Now, Macron ran to be prime minister because apparently there were some things that he thought that should be changed. Why is it that the second term, most politicians say, I'm going to make this country better in my second term? Well, weren't you supposed to make it better in your first term? I mean, just listen to this wild rhetoric. But this is what he said. Just listen. Again, listen. I vow to build a planet that is more livable, a France that is more alive and stronger France. He said in his speech at the Elysee Palace, vowing a new method to govern after a first term that had often polarized the country. Need I say any more? Need I say any more? But now here's the shocker. Now this really shocked me. The UN decries shocking Christian-Muslim clash in Ethiopia. This is rather interesting. Because I was always under the assumption that in Ethiopia, Christians and Muslims coexisted well together, because in the Quran and the Torah, they both have a lot of the same books and a lot of the same beliefs. So I find it quite interesting that there's a clash now. I don't know, but it got to the point to where Geneva is looking. It says the UN Human Rights Chief voiced alarm Saturday in recent deadly clashes between Muslims and Orthodox Christians in Ethiopia, and called it on authorities to investigate and bring perpetrators to justice. The United Nations High Commissioner in the Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bartlett, said she was deeply distressed by the violence that erupted late last month in northern Ethiopia, reportedly killing at least 30 people and injuring more than 100 others. Wow. The clash began in Gondar City in the Amhara region in April 26, reportedly in connection with a land dispute, before quickly spreading to other regions and Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa, she said. The Islamic Affairs Council of Amhara said the funeral of a Muslim elder had been attacked, describing the scene as a massacre by heavily armed extremist Christians. The cemetery where the attack occurred. Wow, wait a minute, wait. Whoa. Wow. This sounds like over here, when a gang member dies, another gang member group comes and shoots everything up. Ooh, okay. I digress. Dominant group in Ethiopia. I understood 2 mosques were burnt and another partially destroyed in Gondar, Bartlett said in her statement. In the apparent retaliatory attack that followed, 2 Orthodox Christian men were reportedly burnt to death, another man hacked to death, and 5 churches burnt down in the southwest of the country, she said, adding the other regions had since seen clashes. In all, police have reportedly arrested and detained at least 578 people in the last 4 cities, in at least 4 cities in connection with the clashes, she said. I call on Ethiopian authorities to promptly initiate and conduct thorough, independent and transparent investigations that into each of these deadly incidents, as Bartlett said. But get to the latter part. To prevent further interreligious violence, it is crucial that the underlying causes of the shocking violence are promptly addressed, she said, urging meaningful participation, survivors' families, and affected communities. I'm blown away. Not only blown away, for this type of violence to come out, there are some underlying things going on underneath to where, shall I say, some manipulation, I believe. This is pure conjecture on my part, what's going on in my head. In Ethiopia, the Christians and Muslims had a really good relationship and had no issues. Even in the 40s, lived side by side with no problem. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, on up to till today. Now, my one question is, what made people act in this way? What would make, on the side of the Muslims, to burn down churches? What would make the Orthodox Christians on the other side to I don't want to say shoot up, but cause an issue with one of the Muslim leaders that was killed to interrupt a funeral? This sounds like some Western stuff going on over there. I mean, it just doesn't seem like this is what they do culturally over there. This sounds like a Western culture thing acting out over there in Ethiopia. There's some stuff going on over there. But reporting that news, Politics with Laura. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and please leave comments. If you think I'm terribly wrong, say something. Just put something in the comment section. We can go ahead and hash it out. But hey, thank you for being politically correct with me. Because if you're watching, you are politically incorrect. See you later.